It is time to get raw. It is time to get down. It is time for the number one source of all things WWE right here at the Turnbuckle Tavern. I am your host, one half of the Boney Brothers. That's right, J-Bone. And my brother, Marco. Oh, testify, Marco Boney. What's up, dude?
What's going on? Yeah, I got some huge pops off of that.
Huge pops, especially for me. I showed my wife. She popped too. She didn't even know who the guys were. She was like, "That's funny."
She's gonna have to watch some Dudley Boys matches.
Yeah,
you might have to do a watch along with her on.
There you go.
Your show.
There you go. We might have to do some. Yeah, you know what? I don't think she's ever watched the triangle match, the ladder match, TLC match. Anyways, it might be a good one. But anyways, on to we'll talk about more about that kind of stuff. We are here, of course. Another big week. Kind of surprising, creeping up on Thursdays.
Yeah,
just like the week's like ha 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 ha, and then WWE's like the RAWDOWN's tonight. Let's let all the news out.
They must know there's someone definitely watching.
It is the number one source of all things WWE right here at the Turnbuckle Tavern. So, but yeah, so we got a lot of stuff, and next week is the 100th episode.
Wow.
We're still kind of in the planning phase of that, so hopefully we can. I'm not gonna talk about too much, but we got some things we're gonna work on. May try to get a guest in here or something next week, so we'll see what we got. So yeah, and there you go, right there, Turnbuckle Tavern, Chad, right there, RAWDOWN 99. I've now been a part of 2 podcasts that have gone 100 episodes. Well, we're not there yet. We could get canceled next week, but
hopefully we keep it kind of, lighthearted tonight when we record.
Yeah. So, like I mentioned, lots of news to get to. Let's head outside the ropes.
Outside the ropes.
And normally we play a little drop first when stuff like this happens, but I think we're gonna hold back on this time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not for it right now, but Black Thursday, I guess you could call it, right? The big cut list. We talked about last week. Of course, TK, the formation of TKO is finally here. Mm-hmm. Of course, we had talked about. They had, they fired 100, just WWE employees. I think we had kind of basically said, we'll wait on the talents. I don't think that's going to happen quite yet, but it is going to happen at some point. We were wrong.
Yeah, no.
It happened a week later.
No one was spared.
A lot of big changes, and look, I mean, at the end of the day, it is, this is a business. I mean, I think I see a lot of people online, oh, so and so should be, let go, and so should have stayed. At the end of the day, we're all friends, right? But this is a business. Yeah. And Cardona, he said it himself, a lot of times this can be an opportunity. You're gonna have to work hard, but if you work hard, you can see a lot more money coming in and things like that. I have been laid off before. I don't know if you have ever. It's a sucky feeling. So
definitely.
It's nothing that's that fun. So, we got a list right here. John the Fisherman. Dolph really got screwed. He was so loyal. We'll talk about that in just a bit. But so I think how we're going to do this. We're not going to go through the entire list. Well, let me just kind of rattle off at least the the main roster folks, and then we're going to kind of talk about individual people as we go along here. So, the aforementioned Dolph Ziggler, Elias, Mustafa Ali, Shelton Benjamin, Top Dollar, Riddick Moss, Emma, Aaliyah, Rick Boogs, Quincy Elliott, which is NXT talent, Bryson Montana, Dana NXT, Dana Brooke, Mansoor or what was it, Mansoir or whatever, Masse or Shanky, Dabakato, Ulysses Leon, Daniel MacArthur, Kevin Ventura Cortez. Wonder if he's related to Jesse. What you think?
Maybe.
Do you think he lives down in the Baja?
Thermite.
We're gonna get some thermite. Alexis Gray. That's as of now. Just real quick. What's your biggest surprise out of the list?
Probably. I mean, definitely Ziggler. Not that he was on TV constantly, but Ali was a surprise. Since they got him back, and then it seemed like he's in NXT. He's doing good things. They're starting to like pump him up a little bit.
But like Belcasser brothers from the Bajas with all the powers to power my Teslas. That's it. That's in conjunction with Mr. Ventura, Jesse Ventura. Anyways,
and I need thermite. Thermite. But Ali definitely was probably the biggest since he's been on NXT television. Kind of getting a push. Feuding with Dominic. I'm not sure where that match lies now. He's supposed to. At least he's supposed to face Dominic at No Mercy, right? Or is that going to change now?
I guess that's a good point. I guess. Yeah. That's actually a great point. I didn't even think about that one.
It's pretty stacked. Like the card looking at it was like pretty insane. So that was a pretty shocking one. Shelton, pretty shocking as well. It's all due like. Ziggler and Shelton were those like the guys that have been like the loyal employees. They've been there in and out. Whenever you need them,
right?
They're in the ring, putting on the best performances that they can and stuff like that. So, I figured you always need guys like that. Dolph Ziggler, that can still perform at a high velocity as he can. But like I said, just mainly those threes, but definitely Ali since he just came back and it seemed like they were giving him a push and everything. That was kind of a weird situation.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, I mean, like some of this onus goes on the booking, of course, and I mean, let's be fair. I mean, some of the onus goes on the talent. Obviously, none of us know exactly how to work or how the system works, but we all work in corporations. We all know kind of the game you kind of have to play, and that's what it is. There is a game. You got to play the game and it's all about the game and how you play it.
It's all about controlling if you can take it.
Yeah. So, I mean, that is, true in this sense too, I was personally actually surprised. This might be somewhat of a hot take, actually. Let me go ahead.
Hot takes here. Get your hot takes here.
Top dollar?
No. I was actually surprised at Emma being released. Now, I know she was on TV a lot.
Yeah.
I'm going to be kind of blunt here. The character's kind of bland a little bit. It's just like kind of every women's wrestler, to be honest with you. It's, but I don't think she got a fair shake, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
She came in, debuted against Ronda Rousey for the SmackDown title. Like, that's not a way you reintroduce a character. And, I don't know if, again, what what's going on backstage. Obviously, we don't know that, but I just was a little surprised. Like, maybe give her a little bit more on that leash. That's actually probably surprising to me. I mean, obviously the Dolph ones, the Dolph sucks and the Sheltons and everything. Like, so we're going to play a little game here on where they go here in a little bit. But second thing I was surprised about, after everything Riddle has been doing, and I know we just said, well, we got this guy cut, this person should be cut.
Yeah.
There's anybody. Let's be fair. Let's be honest. Okay. There's anybody that probably, and just for his own mental health and probably what he actually wants, I feel like this is like a cry for help.
Yeah.
Might be him. Let's be real.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. Yeah, no, definitely.
But, anyways, that's kind of my kind of thoughts on the situation. I mean, look, like I said, it sucks. It's not so it's just never a good day when this stuff happens. So let me pull up my list here, again, and
yeah, while you do
like
that,
I said, we gotta. Oh, go ahead. What you can say?
no, I was gonna say while you do that, yeah, definitely. The other part about that too is the like the words of encouragement that that they've all have been receiving throughout the day from like people that are in the indies right now and doing their own thing and being
Right.
very successful in that. So there is obviously life after WWE. It's not the end of the road. Yes, you hear about like how it's all there. It was their dream, to be in the WWE and stuff like that. And you hope that they got to live out their dreams to the best of what they thought they were going to do. But at the same time, like you said, it's not the end for them. It's there's plenty of opportunities out there. There's plenty of places to go. It doesn't have to be in wrestling. You could go into the entertainment business. It's a great gateway into that sense. So it's not like it is sad that we won't see them on our TV screens anytime soon, but just know that they do have they have connections out there. They have people that'll help them out along the way, and I think they'll definitely get back on their feet. Everyone that was released.
I will have to say, for all these, I'll say it, assholes that love to go out there and say, oh, look at AEW, it's a sinking ship. They don't know what they're doing. Oh, Impact, you can't even find what channel they're on. They suck. Oh, you watch the indies, why don't you go watch wrestling in the bingo halls?
Yeah.
All these fed brain marks, okay? This is why it's great to have AEW, why it's great to have GCW, Impact Wrestling, New Japan Pro Wrestling. And that's why I want to kind of play this little game, is because now these people have a place to go work.
Yeah.
Instead of it being one corporation. I'm sorry, I didn't include MLW in that list as well too either. And now we have one NWA. Now these people have a place to work, and you can make really good money because wrestling is thriving. Yeah. Wrestling is fun. Wrestling is good. So for anybody that has got a tribalistic, view in the world, whether I'm super AEW, I'm super this, you can all go fuck yourselves. Okay. That's my.
Yeah.
Anthony would hate me right now. I'm totally.
Yeah, he'd be like, "Oh, why are you swearing?
Why are you saying this?" Oh, Anthony won't be joining for episode of 100.
No, you're right. It's like I said, it's the people that like like you said at the beginning, wish it was this person instead of this person, or wish it was that person. It's like, how about you don't say anything at all? If you have that old term, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say it at all, or keep your thoughts to yourself. Right. Obviously, we're in the social media age where you can just fire up an app and throw your thoughts out there and not think of anything. Close your app up and go about your business. But you don't know how much that affects someone that's going to read it. Granted, you might not think people see your tweets, but in these instances where people's names are trending and all these things are happening, chances are your whatever you tweet, your comment's going to be seen by one of these people. Maybe not by all of them, but one of them, and you might affect them in some way. It's happened before. You've seen it plenty of times where wrestlers, performers have seen comments and tweets, and it's really ruined their day. Even some people have taken their lives over and stuff like that. So like,
Yeah.
so you don't like, you got to be, like I said, coming into this, you got to be like, as a fan, you should be mindful or try to be mindful, not try to be the most, outlandish, heel persona in the social media stratosphere. And
Guess what? Nobody cares.
Yeah, no,
either.
exactly. I mean, no one cares if you're a heel or a face or whatever.
Nobody cares.
And we actually, what's funny, me and Justin from the Wrestling Classic, we kind of, in our conversation, we kind of talked about that, like, being on Twitter, not really Instagram, but Twitter, you have to have a gimmick. You have to be either way heel or you have to be way babyface. There's no in between.
Stupid.
So like,
so
it kind of
stupid.
It kind of falls into that. I mean, it is stupid.
It's
at the same time,
it's people who have no life, and this is their reality, is talking to others on a keyboard.
Yeah, just because your life is bad, you want to, put your negative energy out there on those people. But if you're a wrestling fan, you should be bummed that this happened to them, but at the same time, be happy because now you're going to see them everywhere. You're going to be able to see them flow. You might, like, if you're an AEW fan, you might be able to see these people in AEW. If you're an independent person, then you might see them in the independents.
Shout out to John the Fishman. Those guys are just mad because their mom released me. Huge pop, pal.
Yeah. So I mean, if anyone hears this, if you're listening, and you care, definitely use your time wisely during these times for these people, because they're feeling it.
Right. Well, let's go through and like kind of. I'll throw out some names at you. You tell me where they go, what happens, and then we'll go from there. So that we'll go AEW, Impact, Indies. We'll just say Indies, and that can encompass NWA.
Yeah, GCW.
Yeah, all those, and then or just out of doing something else out of the business. Okay. Yep. Dolph Ziggler.
See, he's tough because he does stand-up comedy. There's a lot of connections in the entertainment business. I wouldn't be surprised if you don't see him step foot in a wrestling ring at all.
I'm kind of right there with you. Actually.
Yeah, I think he's going somewhere else. I think he's if he does, he'll do like maybe a cameo, kind of like RVD did in AEW. Do like a match or something like that. I don't think he's signing any long-term contracts. That's in my opinion anyway. I think Dolph Ziggler is definitely destined for like some type of like something in the entertainment business, whether it be acting, hosting a show, something. I just see him as that type of person. He has that personality. He's great on the mic. I mean, if you've seen his stand-up and stuff like that, he's really funny. Great personality. I think I'd be hard pressed if you see him in a wrestling ring anytime soon.
I would have to say I agree with that. However, if I'm going to pick a wrestling place, and this is how I would, depending on how I'm thinking this is going to go down. Shout out to their follow us, Ace and Colton, Brace for Impact.
Yep.
I think if the title goes back to Josh Alexander at Bound for Glory next month, that is a perfect opportunity to get Josh Alexander even more over. I mean, the dude is over already, but you have Nick Nemeth come in, who both these guys are workhorses. Like, I mean, legit guys. I mean, Dolph, of course, went to Kent State famously. Yep. Is an amateur wrestler. So is, of course, Josh. So I think that would be a really, and Dolph can really turn it up as a heel. He can get some heat.
Yeah.
Too. I think that could be a good opportunity for Dolph, and it would be a really, really good opportunity for Impact, and a good opportunity to get a lot of guys over, including Dolph, and let him get back to where he's at. I mean, you can have matches with Dolph and Brian Myers, Dolph and Josh Alexander, Dolph and Macklin, Be cool. I like this too. Frames is in the chat. Also, want to see Dolphin Bullet Club. That could be fun. You know, Bullet Club is probably kind of in need of a good leader too. You know, somebody like a that has a veteran view of things as well too.
Yeah. Yep.
So, yeah. So I don't know. Dolph's interesting. Next name on the list. Let's see. I'm gonna go with Mustafa Ali.
I see him going in the independents.
Independence. Okay.
Independence. I don't see him signing right away to a place. I see him, as far as his abilities are and how he is in the ring. I see him doing kind of like a world tour and kind of facing like the best that's out there and in different places, New Japan, whatever, any place that they'll take him. I don't see him signing to like an Impact or NWA or AEW just yet. I think he's going to do the rounds and test his valor against, like I said, the best in the world outside of these organizations anyway.
Yeah, I think initially, just getting his name out there, trying to figure out this world. I mean, he did come from the independents. He was working, I think, I don't know if Mike's Bellcaster's still in the chat, but I think he worked with Bellcaster a little bit. Whenever they had the, when he was working on the promotion in Chicago, I'm drawing a blank on it right now, but I think GCW could be fun, for him. MLW could be fun, I think.
MLW, yep.
Just kind of hitting those things, but then eventually, stepping back up again, getting into an Impact and working your way into that X division. I could see him being an X division champion. That'd be really fun.
Yeah,
as well too.
I can also see New Japan as well.
Yep.
Maybe hopefully he brings back the the light, the light gloves and the
yeah. That would be cool.
Like, they'll eat that stuff up over New Japan. Yeah, I'm excited for him actually. I mean, I want to see what he does out there because I know he's going to put on some banger matches.
Next name on my list. Let's see. Let's go with Hawks boy, Rick Boogs.
Rick Boogs. I could see him signing to a place. What would fit Rick Boogs, like his personality? Maybe Impact, you think?
It could happen. I see him getting in the entertainment industry.
Oh, you think so? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Now, because a big reason he was actually released, at one time, and he was brought back mainly because like the Old Spice commercials, like they wanted him to do the Old Spice commercials, and because he's such an entertaining guy.
Yeah.
He's just with his persona. And he's another one, honestly, I don't think got really a fair shake as well either. He had that injury last year at WrestleMania, which had sucked. And it kind of unfortunately lost the steam of that team with him and Nakamura. But I could see him in independent entertainment kind of industry. Just I don't know, like there's so much out there. Maybe pop it up on a like a Netflix series or something even.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Not obviously not featured or anything like that, but basically becoming an actor. I could definitely see it happening.
Yeah.
Potentially. Let's see. We got Chad says, okay, we'll talk about the next guy, Elias. Boogs and Elias would be money for Impact. Yeah, for sure. Elias. Hello, my name is Elias. And Ezekiel. And his brother Ezekiel. Yeah, yes, that's two releases in one day.
Yeah,
Jeez. Poor Zeke and Elias. No, I mean, what do you think about Elias?
Um, he might be another one that goes into the the entertainment industry. We haven't seen him on TV in a while, so we're not. I mean, I'm not sure what his what his passion is for wrestling anyway, as far as because he wasn't was he an independent guy or was he a PC
Let me look that up.
built
I'm
person?
gonna look that
'Cause
up.
it depends, but um yeah, I know I did read that he's getting into religion more and stuff like that, and
Oh,
I know
interesting.
he's been doing music and stuff. So hey, maybe he actually goes into an actual music career, and goes that route. Who knows in that sense? But I'm not. I don't see. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't see him cruising the indies. I can see either him going into an entertainment field or just signing to a AEW or Impact or MLW. He'd be awesome in NWA, I think too. I think his persona would fit.
He would be really
NWA.
great. Actually, now that you say that in WA, I would like to see that.
Billy Corgan, music guy.
Yeah.
Elias, music guy. Brains put together. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean that would actually be a great spot for him. I think.
He can do his own rendition of "Despite all my rage, I'm still just a."
Chad says Impact loves musician wrestlers Joe Hendry, Elias, and Boogs have that in spades and are larger than life, like Impact loves. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe Boogs and
definitely.
Elias come back as a musical tag team or something like that with their
Soft
guitar.
metal.
Soft. Hey, it's a possibility. I'd love to see that.
Let's see here. Shoot, I lost my list. Yeah. Oh, by the way, he did. He was in the Independents for a little while.
Okay.
Oh, let's see. Let's go with Aaliyah.
That's a tough one. I see Aaliyah. Maybe AEW.
Yeah, I hope not. Not because of her. I think that would be a bad move for her.
Think so?
Bad move.
As far as it's just I'm thinking of the women's division there, and adding more ladies in there at some point.
Yeah, but
and maybe that's not their focus. I don't know.
Right. I mean, AEW already has a problem booking, and then I mean,
yeah,
she already, partially lost her job because of bad booking. So
yeah,
I think if I'm her, and that goes for any of these women, I am knocking on Impact's door. I know I've been saying Impact a lot here.
Yeah.
But I, especially the women, I am knocking on Impact's door. I wouldn't go anywhere else if I'm a woman besides Impact.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That their women's division, and look, Impact is going to flourish because they've got not only do they have a great knockouts division, singles women, they also have a great tag division as well too.
Yeah.
I say great. It's good. It's better than WWE.
Yeah, they have
they actually have good, competition, meaningful teams, meaningful storylines with that division up and down. And they're the only one that really does mid card stories with women. I mean, it's it's they have such a big depth in women. And I know that might be kind of, especially with that roster, might be kind of maybe intimidating, but like Chad says, and of course, when Mach says, the cream always rises to the top.
It's true.
So hey, get your big girl boots on. Let's fucking go.
Yeah. No, you're right. You are right. I think that kind of covers the gamut when it comes to the ladies. You probably want to go to Impact for
yeah. Chad's kind of saying Leah should go to Impact too, but
and I think that's why you didn't see Naomi sign with AEW because of that, because she's like, I'm not gonna get be shuffled around and not.
She would have gotten dropped in the card big time.
Yeah, so
She would have gotten spray painted every week by the Outcast or something stupid.
Oh yeah. They definitely yeah, I think no, you're definitely right. I think any of the ladies that got released, if they are looking to go, even New Japan, go to Stardom.
Yeah,
Well,
that's a good point too.
Obviously Mercedes is doing well over there. She's shown that you can be successful in that area, so why not? Yeah, you have Stardom and you have the Knockouts division.
Yeah.
So either way, yes, stay clear from the AEW women's division. That's our advice for you ladies out there.
Yeah,
Well, that's my advice anyway.
Yeah, it's just it's not good over there.
Yeah.
It's really one of the one part of AEW that just like it really just it's a head scratcher. It's just I don't like why I don't understand it. I don't know if it's Tony just doesn't have a good understanding or maybe somebody is in his ear about it. It feels weird a lot of times. But.
This is obviously an AEW show, but even the tag division is kind of for me anyway, not as strong as it was.
It's not as strong.
Starting to dwindle a little bit. So
yeah,
who knows?
Yeah.
We don't know what's going on over there, but
yeah, it's still very strong. I think it's still strong. It's a lot stronger than WWE's. Let's be real, but for a while, like when they first started, man, they were on fire. It was like 80s, 90s tag teams. It was great.
Yeah, they were killing it.
Yeah. Let's see. Question: out of all the releases, who has the biggest chance of really? Okay, here we go. Really elevating themselves and becoming a real player elsewhere. That's coming from Chad. So I'll kind of break down the list again. Dolph Ziggler, Elias, Mustafa Ali, Shelton Benjamin, Top Dollar, Riddick Moss, Emma, Aaliyah, Rick Boogs, Quincy Elliott, Bryson Montana, Dana Brooke, Mansoor, Massey, Shanky, Dabakato, Ulysses Leon, Daniel MacArthur, Kevin Ventura, Cortez, and Lexus Gray. Who on this list can be a real player somewhere? I've got my answer.
That's tough. Obviously they all have the ability to, elevate themselves and become like a major player anywhere. But if you have to pick one, man, I have to go with Mustafa Ali.
Okay, that's a good choice.
For some reason, I think
that's a really good choice.
Missed opportunity with him, obviously in the WWE. Lots of matches I would have loved to seen him in. Like the Seth Rollins and the AJ Styles, and because he's as equally as good as those guys, but didn't get the chance, to show that ability. Obviously, if you watch 205 Live, you got to see his ability there. But now, obviously, he's elevated and he's a lot better than he was before. We're forgetting that he was supposedly to be in Kofi's place before he got injured. So we're forgetting that he was kind of due for a push, supposedly.
I'm going Riddick Moss.
See, I was gonna pick Riddick Moss, but not that he would be not accepted in the the AEWs and the indie world, but he just seems like a kind of like a cookie cutter WWE guy, like jacked dude with power moves.
Yeah, but he could move, and even though it was goofy gimmick, it was he definitely showed some personality, and I'll actually say like a lot of the stuff he's been posting today, like it seems like he's fired up.
Oh yeah. Oh, he's always fired up.
No, but he's like
hype bros, dude.
No, he won't. No, I don't think.
No, I mean he's friends with all those dudes.
Oh yeah. No, but like he's like ready to go. Like I think he was. This was like. I think this was like something like he could like bite his teeth in and just fucking go.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to take a lot of work. He's got to get a different gear. He can't be in the Fruit of the Loom black boxer shorts.
Yeah, no, he has to. He needs to. What he should do, what they all should do, or what they could do, is I would definitely kind of link up. I seen I've seen Matt Cardona and SDL.
He could be
posting
fun.
out there.
He could be fun.
I'd say, get in contact with both of them. Pick their
That could
brains.
be fun, you know.
Yeah,
But I mean, like, I don't know what Cardona's plans. I know he is probably not going to be in the Royal Rumble because he's booked for the Jericho Cruise. So I don't know what's he got going on for 2024. I do have a kind of a feeling we'll see him in WWE or AEW, one of the two.
Yeah.
In 2024, but that would be like a good little kind of like a little stable, you know, kind of thing on the indies, and we don't see stables on the indies. It'd be kind of fun, you know, like, hey, this is my crew, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, Cardona's he's not scared to like try to help get somebody booked. He's definitely he looks out for people. I mean, as long as it works out for him too. Not saying he's selfish, but he looks at the big picture thing, you know. That's what he did with STL.
Yep.
That's what he's done with STL. He's you know, pulled her along. I mean, because it benefits him, but it also benefits her too. Probably benefits her way more than anything. So,
and she's doing she does her own thing. They're not obviously they're not always together. Like, he does his own separate thing, she does her own separate thing, and like you said, it works out best for both of them. But yeah, I mean, like I said, any one of those people that were released, definitely. I mean, I would definitely, like I said, pick his brain, and kind of like because he's been out there. He's probably the most he's probably the most successful out of those releases at that time. So I mean, he's made a huge name outside of WWE, and he's doing it on his own terms. Yes, anyone would pick up Matt Cardona for a long-term contract, but that's all on him to do that. He doesn't have to sign with anyone. He can pretty much be booked anywhere. And I think Madcap Moss would definitely, under the tutelage of a Matt Cardona, would definitely I think it would definitely flourish.
Yeah, I think so too. Now, one last on the game. Now, this isn't a person, okay? Again, this is, are they going to go AEW? Are they going to go MLW? Are they going to go NWA? All right, I'm going to give all these options this time. GCW, Impact. Now, this next name is not a person, and it leads us to our next story. The Fox Network. Are they going to be one of those organizations, or are they out of the wrestling business?
I think they're out.
Yeah, it could be.
I don't see them picking up anyone else.
AEW
is pretty much locked in with Warner Brothers.
Right.
Like 5 years.
Right.
Anyway, and it looks like they're going to be, it looks like there's some rumblings of that HBO Max deal, because HBO Max is going to start doing sports, streaming sports and stuff like that. So I don't see AEW going there. I don't think they're picking up a MLW or an Impact or anything like that. They're going to be out.
You might, if you do like a Fox Sports Network, obviously not on Fox. You could see, and TNA used to be on there.
Yeah,
one time, a long time ago. But you could maybe do something like that. That would help, Impact draw some eyes and stuff. So, I mean, Impact is firing on all cylinders. And they're not, like what they were. So anything is possible in that regard. Maybe Fox says, hey, we still want some live programming, especially with this actor strike still going on.
Yeah. Hey,
now that is a year in advance, so we don't know what's going to happen. Maybe
they get Raw and NXT. Maybe it's a swap. Maybe
right.
goes to USA. Raw and NXT go to Fox.
It could happen. It could happen. So that leads to the story right there. Next story, or our story, of course. WWE announced today, or should I guess TKO announced
TKO
today,
Group
announced today that they struck a deal with USA Network to bring SmackDown back to USA. And here's the most exciting part. Every quarter for the next 5 years, we're going to get a Saturday night's main event.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
As well as some NBC original programming.
All right.
Too, they said. So maybe like those like A&E biographies and stuff like that. So who knows what that's going to entail. But
that's also got to mean that they're going to probably re-up a Peacock, I'd imagine, too. So.
Oh, yeah. If it's NBC, Universal, it's definitely, that's a given. They have a great relationship with them.
Right.
Obviously.
So it's actually they end up getting about $500 million more dollars, about $400 million, which is I think about what they were looking for. That's a lot of cheddar.
Yeah,
and WWE, Raw and NXT is supposed to get somewhere close to the same thing. I would imagine, since it's two programs, I'm going to go right here, say 1.6. That's my number, 1.6 billion
for
just
NXT and
yeah,
wow, yeah,
for the next 5 years. It's two programs,
And we kind of talked about this before too, where Nick Khan in that interview said NXT is going to be, he sees that as a third viable asset for WWE.
Yeah,
and you see it now with the plays that they were making and having Dominic be a champion, right? And then now Becky being so they kind of positioned it in a sense where, hey, look who we have. We have our main roster stars are also on NXT, so that gives that boosts NXT's value up a little bit if they are shopping it around to a different network. And now you have you have Becky on NXT, you have Seth on Raw, you have Cody on Raw, you have Jay and all these other people. And Carmelo Hayes obviously is the men's champion NXT. So yeah, I mean you might be right. I think that's what Fox, I guess that number was too high. From what we seen originally in the original shop when they were shopping it back to Fox for SmackDown to reclaim it. I guess the number was too high for Fox, and they weren't looking to spend that much on it. So who knows? Kind of curious. I mean, there's obviously you have the streaming aspect. You have Amazon out there still. You have Netflix. Yeah. Does it go on Peacock? Does NXT and Raw become a Peacock exclusive show where it's only streamed on Peacock?
That'd be
do you
tough,
say?
man.
I kind of made a joke earlier in our group chat, and I said, TKO group was like, for lack of better words, fuck your ratings wars. We're streaming, bitches. we don't give a shit about all those other ratings wars and who did this and 18 to 24. Fuck that. We're taking our talent somewhere else.
Hey, that's interesting. That's interesting to think about, especially with AEW, because then it's like, okay, now you're drawing people away from cable, and where's AEW at on cable?
See, chess. It's chess pieces. It's not like in the 90s where I put my show up against yours and see who gets the better viewers. It's thinking a few things ahead and saying, we're just gonna pull all your fucking viewers off TV. No one's on cable anymore, really. Everyone streams shit. People streaming stuff on Hulu. People streaming stuff on Amazon Prime. You can get games on Amazon Prime now, or NFL games and stuff like that. So
people streaming the RAWDOWN on their TVs every week.
That's true on YouTube. But yeah, that's right. I mean, they could be thinking 10 steps ahead and going. Let's look at 5 years from now. Are people going to be actually, have cable anymore? Or is it all going to be streaming? Let's start early. And just move.
It's gonna be interesting. I remember I heard something like this is years ago, maybe 15 years ago. Cable companies were looking at installing basically, lack of better words, kind of like a Apple TV in your home.
Yeah,
it would be with your router, kind of connected to your whatever, and then you would say, okay, I want ESPN, I want Fox, I want this. You'd pick your channels, and that's how you would get charged.
There's so many options right now as far as streaming goes too. There's a lot of free streaming TV things out there. You have Tubi and what's the other one? Pluto is another one that you can do streaming TV channels and stuff like that.
Pornhub, you could
exactly. Pornhub, X videos. What was the other one we said? XNX. What was it? That one.
Don't give all the secrets away, man.
We can watch all those sites, all the servers crash because everyone's like, "Oh my god, what is this?" All the young kids out there that don't know about those sites. Nah, but yeah, I mean, like I said, we might see NXT and Raw not even show up on TV. It might be Peacock exclusivo.
Yeah.
So who knows?
It's interesting.
I'm curious.
Last bit of outside the Europe news, and this is pretty kind of something we need to keep our eye on.
Is this about our favorite senior citizen?
Oh, let's see here. Let's
Make movies.
Papa.
Nobody is bigger than this business.
Man,
I'm gonna be sick. I think I'm gonna throw up.
you just had spine surgery recently. Did you know that? He just had like
Yeah. It's spinal.
spinal surgery. And according to I actually my wife was actually listening to the Joe Rogan podcast with Kurt Angle.
Yeah, it's really good, by the way. You should check that out.
And yeah, according to I was listening to that part where he was just like, I'm gonna have this company till I'm 120 years old. God damn it. Yeah. He's his mother lived to 101, so he's planning on living well past that. So
It's time to shake things up around here.
and yeah, I mean, yeah, it was a really definitely go listen to that. It was a really good.
Yeah, it's really
Kurt
good.
Angle's great, man.
He's the man.
Yeah.
Kurt Angle. Hey, coming soon to a list near you. Top 10 Kurt Angle matches. Coming soon.
Let's try to get Kurt Angle for 100.
Let's get Kurt. Kurt, where you at? I know you're listening, pal. Put the milk down. You know, start using those 3 eyes. Come on down. Let's see that sexy Kurt.
Sexy. No, but yeah, Vince McMahon.
Yeah, so but you could be in the hot seat.
Yeah, it could be.
So the report goes basically. I can't remember the gentleman's name. I don't have it right in front of me, but there's a man that he's basically a federal investigator, and I think is somewhat aware of the investigation going on with the hush money.
Yeah.
But he mentioned to the L.A. Times, not the Louisiana Times, Los Angeles Times, that it's a real possibility Vince could face criminal, civil charges, and could be forced out of the situation.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
Well, they did post in their, when the TKO group obviously goes public and they, the merger happens and stuff like that, they have like filings that they do. So they file for different, things. And one of the filings was about, which is, I guess it's in every single, any type of merger, any type of acquisition, there's a filing for basically not to oust anybody, but basically to say like it's basically like a liability clause that's like in every single like filing. So like, and it's not like, because I seen a lot of people going, oh, that means they're trying to get rid of Vince. Oh, they're trying to do, and it's like, no, like if you do the research, those type of filings, those like exception clauses or whatever they're called, they're in every single type of like merger acquisition, and it's basically saying like, they put in things that might be, damaging to the company in the future. May it be a person or a thing or an asset. It could be anything. In this case, someone pulled out the part about Vince McMahon saying, in the filing, it says, Vince McMahon, due to his, ongoing cases and stuff like that, may be an asset liability to, TKO group in the future, blah, blah, blah. It's basically all corporate jargon or whatever. But, so that was out there. That's, and then obviously, like I said, people jumped on and said, oh, they're trying to get rid of Vince. And it's like, no, that's, they have those things in every single filing in the history of every single, I'm sure like if if you're a gamer and you've been reading about the, Microsoft Activision acquisition that's being, run through the courts and all that stuff. There's those types of filings. Hey, we don't think Microsoft should, do this, but then Microsoft has to, if they do actually get Activision, they have to put in a clause saying, this IP might be, damaging in future, whatever, blah, 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 for Microsoft. So they have to put those clauses in there. The other part of that too is, I guess there's a filing for sellers of their stocks or whoever's going to be selling their stocks soon in the company. And I guess Vince McMahon was named as somebody, and there was another gentleman that's a stockholder in the TKO group that are filing to sell their shares, like completely, like all of them. So that was another thing that I read. So take what
my brother, testify.
yeah, so a lot of people think that, Vince wanted to do the sale. There's a bunch of theories coming out. Vince wanted to do the sale to merge the two so he can make money off of it and, sell his shares and then take off, disappear. It could be a play from TKO Group to remove Vince McMahon from, the board of directors, because obviously with this ongoing stuff, it's a liability, blah, blah, blah. Take what you want, grain of sand. Obviously, we're not professionals. We're not lawyers. We don't read contracts on this show, but they are interesting little tidbits. Did they just need Vince McMahon to come back to do the sale? And now he can just be like, all right, I did my job. See you later. Were they just like it makes you think like, when this merger was going to happen, when the sale was going to happen, where they're like, damn it, we really can't sell anything without Vince involved. We have to like get him back on the board of directors for this sale to happen. Was it a play like that?
The board is concerned about your extremely questionable decisions as of late.
Was it a play on Vince McMahon's part to not have anyone else but him control the company? Like, no, I'm selling the company. Triple H, you're not going to own it one day. Stephanie, you're not going to own it. I don't want anyone else owning it. I only want my footprints on it when it's all said and done, and I'm the only sole owner when this goes down the history books. Was it that type of play on his side? Like a Succession type of thing? If you ever watch that show. I don't know. But I'm kind of interested to see. Obviously,
Since you are relieved of your duties.
Obviously, Ari's the main boss, so whatever he says goes. And Vince McMahon said it. He's the boss. He's the owner of the TKO Group. I don't know, man.
Well, Vince could be TKO'd before the match even starts.
Yeah,
so.
he could. We'll see when we see the WWE has released Vince McMahon, or TKO Group has released Vince McMahon from who has the best in his future endeavors.
That would be nuts for sure.
No pun intended.
He did. Which was apparently I didn't see it, but from reports I heard that he straight up referred to Ari as his boss.
Yeah, that, and then that's the same article I read too. Was he said he basically had to come back because WWE is it was floundering essentially. Like they had record-breaking numbers this past year.
Yeah,
I don't think they're really floundering.
Yeah,
I think that's kind of for me anyway, a shot at Triple H. If you're saying,
I wouldn't say that.
I was in charge. This shit's boring.
I think it's just mumbo jumbo to inflate the stock. To be honest with you,
that's true. Okay, yeah, all right, yeah, to get more. That's right. Yeah, that makes sense.
I think that's just ways to kind of inflate, things that you say to kind of inflate it a little bit. Like, shit. Okay, well, this makes sense. Let me buy the stock. I don't know.
I was reading also something where UFC made more money than WWE, in the sense where they're not really directly, in competition with anybody. But that's their business model is to obviously it's just UFC. That's it. They don't look at, any of the other, fighting organizations out there. It's UFC. They focus on that. And I think that's another reason why they did this merger was because they want WWE to be the same way, not to focus on any other companies out there. Just, WWE has its sole purpose, and then that's it. Don't look at any other competition. That type of thing. So who knows? We'll see. If there's going to be more news, obviously we'll be reporting on it.
Oh yeah. Well, let's wipe our feet and
before we head in the ring.
Let's be gentlemen. We're gentlemen. And we respect the rules of the ring.
Matt is
and lock it up.
Collar and elbow.
Remind me to ask Chad who's in that video. I still want to know. One of them looks like Daniel Pewter a little bit.
So I got to figure out who does the collar and elbow, like the actual sound clip.
Oh, I think I don't know. I have to. Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
Cola.
I know. I think some of the significant others of the tavern do some of the wordings. Yeah.
Okay.
So, like, the one that goes the Turnbuckle Tavern. I think it's one of the Chads. Significant others, so, if I'm not mistaken. But anyways, I've obviously shocking news happened this week.
Yeah.
It feels small. What The Rock is cooking. The Rock makes his illustrious return to WWE and Smackdown. More likely, as for now, one night.
Yeah.
If he was there, Boulder, Colorado, big game, Colorado State, Colorado, was on Pat McAfee, dropped that news.
Yep.
Barry
and Cody Rhodes on the way to SmackDown as well.
Very possibly. We'll see. We'll talk about that in a bit. So let's just start with what happened on the Pat McAfee show. He said that WrestleMania 39, they were locked in, and then something happened. He didn't say what it was. I think I have my sneaky suspicious.
Hear that, everyone? Cody Rhodes is just sloppy seconds. That's what he was basically saying.
Stop saying that. You don't say that.
Yeah, that's pretty much what he said.
I don't know about that, but he, basically said, it was locked in, and then plans changed, pal. What did you make of that? Oh, and then of course said, he's open for WrestleMania 40, which we'll talk about that too. But let's take apart. The first thing first. Why do you think it was not so? What were the plans that changed, pal?
No build. First and foremost, there was no build, no talks. All the talks you were seeing was on the internet, on social media. There was no word from the WWE. There was no hint that he was coming back. Obviously, they last year. What was it the 20 year or something like that? No, what was his? It was like The Rock's debut was 96, right?
Yes, it was probably 25 years or something, maybe.
Yeah, so
it was Rock 25.
Yeah, that's all they did. There was no inkling of him returning, making any appearances, stuff like that. So no build. That's the only thing I can think of. He's not going to come back just to have a match with Roman Reigns. He's going to be the type you have to have some type of story, some type of something has to happen in order for him to come back. And it was just nothing. It was drawing closer and closer. It was, November, 25 years of The Rock, December, nothing, January, nothing, February, nothing, March. There was no build. I don't think he was doing any movies. But I just don't think there was any.
He was tied up with XFL pretty heavily.
That is true. Yes, that is.
It was the inaugural season of XFL. I think that played a big factor into it. I think small piece. I think the Vince scandal probably played a role into it.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
Could have been damaging to his image, maybe, possibly.
Yep.
Because he did say, he said that they had this dinner early 2022. They said, hey, it was him, Vince, and Nick Khan. They shared tequila. They had laughs. They ate. That's when the conversation started. And then plans changed, pal. Of course, the Vince scandal breaks, about May of that year. Who's to say hey, let's plan this. Okay, now we're locked in by, especially when you see Stone Cold Steve Austin going out there. If you're watching this from afar from The Rock, you see your good buddy Stone Cold Steve Austin. He just dropped. He's going to be he performed well. Had big pops. Next year we're in Tinseltown. It's a good opportunity for me. You know what? Yeah. Let's sign this deal. I'm not saying sign this deal, but let's get locked in or whatever. And so then the Vince thing hits. It's like, well, I'm a little shaky with this. Then you get to January, February, December, January. You hear the rumblings of Vince is coming back. Okay, well, what does this mean for me? He's got a big image to protect here. Huge.
Yeah, no, exactly.
He's the biggest star. What does this mean for me? Then you're hearing rumblings now. Oh, now we're being sold to Saudi Arabia. That was obviously squashed really quick. But you're hearing all these rumors are being sold. Okay, where is this company going? Can I maybe get in a piece of this pie? Right? Can I get some investors together? I buy WWE.
Yeah.
I think there was a lot of factors at play here. I do think the biggest factor really was the XFL and him having time to train and do that. But
didn't he say they backed out though? WWE.
He didn't really say. He said it just kind of fell apart.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna go in simpler terms and say he probably wanted to beat Roman. Because just going back from when he came back, once in a lifetime match with John Cena, didn't need the win. Don't know why he beat John Cena that WrestleMania.
No, I think that needed to happen. I think that needed to happen. I think the plan was to put John over at the next Mania, which is what happened.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know if originally that was going to be the plan. I think maybe originally at 28, at 28, they it was supposed to be Cena defeats Rock, and then let's draw this out a little bit longer. Let's go to 29 with this.
Yeah.
Because they by that time probably it was already booked as the once in a lifetime match. Blah, blah,
yeah,
blah,
so
blah,
it's
blah.
only supposed to happen once technically, not twice.
Right. But then you can make a storyline. That's why he wins the title. Then you put John Cena winning the Royal Rumble, and you end up clashing. So it's like, oh well, it just happened like this. Kayfabe speaking. Oh, it just happened. I don't know. And then then it was time to put Cena over. So I think that was the ultimate goal, because he does go on to say, he goes, it has to not only work for me, but it's really got to work for the boys in the locker room. It's got to work for the audience. It's got to work for WWE.
Yeah.
He goes, I think are more big picture things, which leads me to the next thing with WrestleMania 40.
Well,
actually, wait. But you have another. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
you have
before
another
you
thought.
Before you go to that, so just you saying that, him beating Roman does not work for the locker room.
It does not work at all.
So if he, you have this guy that's 3 years just dominating everybody,
Right,
just beating everybody, and The Rock comes back, beats him, and then disappears for a year. That doesn't. It has to make sense. Like you said, it has to make sense for me. It has to make sense for the guys in the like. He didn't say. He said it has to make sense for the guys in the locker room, and it has to make sense for me. Why does it have to make sense for you? It should only make sense for the guys in the locker room.
Well, I mean, he's still got to. I think it does have to make sense for him. I mean, he's not giving out charity, Yeah.
I mean,
it's got to be the right move for everybody.
Yeah.
Shout out to the homie from Circle Debate, Ivan. What's going on, fams? Happy Thursday. What's up, man? And Ivan will be my guest this week.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just that whole interview, like, just rubbed me the wrong way.
Really?
Yeah.
I appreciated it actually a lot.
Shit on 39, dude. It's shit on the decision to have Cody lose.
Maybe
we're looking at it like, obviously, The Rock's coming back. This is great. This is fun. But at the same time, he kind of like buried that whole fucking like, I was gonna do it, but you take the, like I said, sloppy seconds, whatever. Have Cody and Roman, and then we could get into the WrestleMania 40. What the hell happens to Cody? What is this?
Well,
how does this benefit anybody having him?
It's got it. No matter what you do, if you don't end up with night 2 at the end with Cody holding the title, now you got some problems.
But if The Rock's coming back, he's gonna want a main event Sunday night. That's
Not necessarily. And there's a world where you could do it. I don't know if I like it necessarily. There's a world where you could do it where he can, it could be Rock Cody, which could help propel Cody. I mean, you could do it where it's Roman Rock night 1 and Rock wins the title. He beats Roman and then goes into night 2 and has to face Cody. Not a huge fan of the decision because you're flip flopping the title a good bit, but it could be interesting.
I think Rock pulls not Rock. I think the only way you can do it is Roman pulls double duties.
Yeah,
that's the only thing he can do. Like he has to.
I agree.
Face the Rock night 1, beat him clean.
I agree.
And then lose the second night to Cody.
I agree. Or
I mean,
you drop the title sooner. Everybody's
I was actually thinking of that Royal Rumble.
Everybody's saying, "Oh, it's going to happen," including myself. I've been saying this last summer.
Royal Rumble.
Drop it at 40. Drop it at 40. Drop it at 40. Then you could have Rock Roman main event one night, and then have Cody versus
whoever wins the Royal Rumble.
Whoever else. Foo-foo shma. Come on down. CM Punk, baby.
What happens to Seth Rollins? If he defended on one of the WrestleMania, these are like the things that are in a play now. Like now you have 2 world titles. You have not even 2 world titles. The women who's in it? All these you can't take up all these main event spots. That's what I'm saying. How does this benefit everybody in the locker room? If they're not you have Rhea Ripley who's tearing it up right now, and if she is champion until then, she might deserve to main event one of those nights against somebody. It's tough, man. It's like you said. It's like you said. Glad the Rock's coming back, but to whose expense?
Yeah, and look, I will admit, I'm thinking about it because I did, on my pod, I talked about man, this could be huge and it could be big, and I still think it could be, but. One thing I'm kind of thinking about, and something that's kind of resonated with what Ace said on Wrestling Tonight, Ace mentioned, this is like Bruno Sammartino coming back in the Attitude Era and said, "Hey, I want my spot back, kids."
Yeah, exactly.
Because this roster, as it sits now, is phenomenal. This is an all-time roster right here. This is we're going to look at this 10 years from now, 20 years, 30 years. Man, this was a good era. This was a good time in wrestling. And I'm mainly specific. It is a good time in wrestling, but I'm mainly specific. Talk about WWE as well, too. This is an all-time roster. This is right there with the Golden Age. This is right there with the Attitude Era. And, that what Ace kind of said with that kind of resonates with me. I mean, what would happen if you had a Bruno Sammartino coming on and taking the Rock, or Billy Graham, superstar Billy Graham coming back, and not to say that the Rock doesn't deserve it. I mean, the Rock is a bigger star than those, obviously, but I don't know. That's something to really think of. I mean, you're trying to change all your plans, everything you have going on for one guy.
Yeah.
Yes, that one guy is the biggest star in the world. So I am going to, retract on my statement that yes, this could be a big, and I still do believe obviously it will be big, it'll be huge, but I'm going to pull back a little bit on my excitement of it a little bit.
Pull the reins back a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's just thinking about the whole scenario, all the things that come into play with like I say, with your women's division, the women's titles, the Seth Rollins title, Roman's title, when WrestleMania season comes up, who main event those it's only 2 nights. Obviously they got to do the play where it's going to be, it's a triple main event Mania night. So they got to play it that way. It's going to be back to back to back matches like they did before. So that's how they're probably going to get away with it. But, I don't know, man.
If this was 5 years ago, I say do it. Screw it. Screw the roster.
Yeah, but now it's just dude, you have this, like I said, the most dominant. You have everyone sour over Cody last year, losing because people were for sure he was going to win because to finish the story. That didn't happen. And now you got The Rock coming out saying, well, that probably happened because I wasn't I wasn't available to main event, which kind of, I don't know, it just seemed like disingenuous to me for some reason to kind of like say that, like I was the original idea.
Yeah, I see your point. I see what you're saying, but I do think there was like, hey, like I want to benefit the company. I want to benefit everything. I'm here to make things better.
Or maybe I'm wrong, and he was like followed it and said, "Oh, Cody, all right, maybe I don't do it. Maybe he said it, or maybe they said, hey, we got this thing going with Cody. We can't really use you right now. Maybe that.
And you know what? You know what? Too. Maybe just him just saying, hey, I could show up at 40, and it doesn't do anything. That's just enough hype to let's get people to buy more tickets.
Maybe we'll show.
The Rock's going to be there, and
he might not even show up.
Not even show up.
But I can. Like
that's all he needs. That's all you need to do.
I mean, we'll kind of go back to this, like you said, like with the whole Cody finishing the story and stuff. It doesn't have to be at WrestleMania. He did what like last year was kind of like the his whole thing was like a Rhodes never main evented a Mania. That was kind of like the backdrop to him winning it. He did that. He main evented a Mania, so he technically doesn't have to main event again in a Mania. And he doesn't technically have to beat Roman at Mania. Like, and then it could be Royal Rumble, and he can
and then you got somebody else winning the Royal Rumble. Somebody else gets a shot.
Yep, and Cody's defending maybe in the main event or one of the main events in WrestleMania. But then maybe Roman loses at Royal Rumble, and then you hear that if you smell, then the Rock comes out, and maybe they face off, and that sets up their match for
right.
And then you don't technically. I mean, that's the other thing. Do you have to main event with them too when there's no title on the line? Can you make that a co-main event?
Yeah, you could.
I mean,
it does. If you have Cody, if you have Cody, as a champion, I don't know if he needs to go on last again.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. Technically, no,
because the title, it means so much now that Roman does. It's like wherever the title's at, it's going to be a meaningful match.
Yes,
I believe.
Yeah,
obviously you don't want it fourth match on the card.
I see a scenario where he's going to be that, because they're not saying who the trade is that's going to SmackDown for Jay. I see a scenario where he's going to be that.
I do too.
Trade, and he's going to.
I think we said that a couple weeks ago too.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I think it's going to be before Royal Rumble or during January or something. Maybe towards the end of the year, and maybe he has his match at Royal Rumble. Like you said, it's a big. I mean, it's in Tampa. That's where they had a Mania, so it's not like it's a small arena.
And if you have The Rock going over there, for to kind of set up the match, that's driving distance for him.
Yep. I don't see an elimination.
You could sneak him in and out. Sneak him in and out.
Yeah.
Oh no. Well, the elimination chamber's in Australia, pal. So
yeah. So I don't.
That's not happening.
Yeah. So I mean, I could see like Rhea, maybe the women. She might. I'm not sure if she's going to defend it in the actual elimination chamber match, but I can see a scenario where that happens. And she main events. Since she's Australian and she's huge right now. She's a superstar. I can see a scenario where that happens. So
right.
Who knows? I mean, like I said, I'm just hoping they if he does come back, if the plan is for The Rock to be a part of the WWE once again, that they do it. They don't fumble Cody. They don't mess up, Cody, Seth, none of these guys that have been working to build. They're building baby faces right now. We don't need a mega baby face to come and just destroy everything and make people forget. So that's my only concern anyway. But other than that, SmackDown was what'd you think of Austin Theory?
So that's what I said on the show. So I know, we didn't know what was next, right? I will have to say he did a great job with the promo.
Yep. A lot better.
And I mean, you're going up against somebody that's pretty damn good,
Yeah, I mean, John Cena's there, but
probably arguably the best on the mic to ever do it, right? The Rock, and he did a great job. I love whenever the Rock says, the Rock says it doesn't matter what the Rock says.
Yeah, when he did, yeah.
That was like, ooh,
that was great. I love that.
So that was fun. To me, I know he got out there. I know a lot of people were like, oh yeah, there he goes. You got buried out there.
No.
To me, I think it shows that they still have a lot of faith in him. Because you got to put somebody out there that the Rock can work with, that makes sense.
Yep.
And that can do what you need to do to get the job done. And obviously, it was probably, hey, let's do this. Hey, somebody get Theory. Let's pull him off the shelf.
Who do people hate?
So I
Dominic?
I do think I think it was good. I think it was good for him. It's to me it just seems like they still have a little bit more faith in him, in my opinion.
Yeah, and someone put a collage of people that he's been in front of. Austin, Stone Cold Steve Austin,
right?
John Cena,
yep,
The Rock. Like they're giving him the legends, man. I mean, like you said, we always say like if they put you in a spot where it's like, they want you to be something, and maybe it's a way for him to like kind of build his, what he's missing, which is kind of like that. Like people hate him. You just got to put him in the ring with someone that like people love, like completely love.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely elevated him. I think.
Yeah,
or at least like.
At least he didn't get buried by like Cena buried him.
Yeah, he definitely was like the buried alive match with the Undertaker glove coming up.
Yeah, he got redeemed. I think McAfee.
That'll be a good meme, actually.
He held his own with McAfee before The Rock came out too, so we can't forget that. And then The Rock comes out, held his own there. But yeah, no, I thought it was a good segment, dude. It was it's kind of weird. So here's my question: what happens when the Roman returns, right? And he has Jimmy trying to get back in the bloodline, right? He has all these scenarios that Roman Reigns is facing when he comes back. Paul Heyman is not in control of Solo Sikoa, right? Solo Sikoa is doing making his own decisions.
He's riding
Jimmy
solo,
out there
solo.
Doing his own thing, trying to get back in the bloodline. You have Cody getting in your family business and taking Jay and putting him on Raw, right? So like now you have like a whole new element of a bloodline storyline where Roman has to like go and try to like collect the pieces. And I was reading, I forget who posted this. I was reading someone's scenario as to why Nia Jax is back.
I thought it was because she's not like most girls.
That is one of the reasons. But someone had a scenario where, to flex his muscle to show that he's still, dominant and he still calls shots. That not only in the men's division but the women's division as well. Don't get it twisted. I run WWE. Send in my other cousin in there, Nia Jax. It's a completely dismantle everything.
Screams. I hate Nia Jax.
She's like Solo. She just goes in. He's like, you know what? Jay's over there. I'm gonna ruin Jay's parade. Jay thinks he's main event Jay Uso on Raw. No. I'm gonna make a different splash over there. Send Nia in there. Go in and just destroy everybody and kind of take that thunder away from Jay Uso. He's like pulling the strings behind the scenes, but who knows? I'm interested to see what the storyline looks like now that Roman Reigns is kind of like, really not in power anymore. Everyone's doing their own thing. Even Solo is doing his own thing. And you get LA Knight calling you out. You get, I don't care who, if it's if it's Roman Reigns, yeah.
I don't care if it's an adjective, yeah. I don't care if it's a verb, yeah.
Oh, dude, did you see?
All I care about is a noun.
Did you see?
All I care about is a noun. Person, place, or thing. Can I get a hell yeah?
Did you see Kevin Nash's response to that?
I
Dude?
did see that.
Jeez.
He went scorched earth on him.
Yeah, dude. I wonder if that conversation was real with Triple H that he said.
No. He that was only tongue in cheek. But man, brother went scorched. Basically, if you haven't seen it, he said that he called his good buddy Paul because he's already said he doesn't talk business with trips. And Paul said that they were so far part of the contract that he doesn't know why because he's being offered a Legends deal.
He did scorch him a little bit.
And then it took him 20 years to realize that he just needs to copy people from the Attitude Era.
Yeah, he went a little nuts on LA Knight there.
Man, that got under his skin.
Yeah, it did, that adjective thing, man.
Oh man, that got it. That got old Kev. Because usually he's so like whatever, but he was just like
hates it.
Hold on,
man. He hates LA Knight.
Yeah.
Wait, did they? No, he wasn't an Impact when he was there, right?
I don't know.
They cross paths in Impact. Nash and was he Eli Drake?
Maybe for a brief
after?
period. I don't know when Nash left. No, I think it was a little bit before. Yeah, Nash came back remember he came back around Summer Punk 2011.
Yeah,
and I don't think he went back to Impact after that. I think he
no.
I think his last match was the one against Triple H, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah.
That random ladder match for the Sledgehammer.
That's true. That's right. Dang.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that's his last match that he's had. So
yeah, trying to figure out where this beef stems from between these two, or is it
well,
just? The fact that he's copying everyone.
He said that, and then I'm sure La Knight, he heard that and was like, "No."
What kind? I always, every time I hear LA Knight, I always think of freaking Bray Wyatt, rest in peace, when he brought back the Firefly Funhouse and that
oh yeah
feud. He's like, what kind of parents would name their children Los Angeles Knight? That's ridiculous. The way the way he does it, hilarious. Los Angeles Knight. That's ridiculous.
He's Louisiana Knight.
Louisiana Knight, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else happened on SmackDown?
I didn't watch it after Raw, I'll be honest.
I'm trying to think of anything.
I don't think really been much.
Nothing crazy, no.
Do we have some semblance of a Fastlane card yet?
No, not really.
That's my question.
No matches yet, really. Just, I mean, obviously it's going to be Shinsuke and Rollins again, I'm assuming.
Let's see here. Let me take a look at this.
I think they did announce one or two matches. I could be wrong.
Fastlane 2023 card. Fastlane card.
Nia versus everybody.
Nia versus the world. Predicted card. Seth versus Shinsuke. This is predicted. Jay, Sammy, and Kevin versus the New Judgment Day. John Cena versus The Miz.
That could be.
Charlotte versus Io. Rey Mysterio versus Grayson Waller. Raquel versus Rhea.
I was seeing also it might be Solo and Cena at Fastlane.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
That was another rumor.
Wait,
another thing I seen that someone wrote was like if they want to do like a if they want to really complete finish the story with Cody and have him actually defeat Roman Reigns, they could do a scenario where, which they wouldn't be able to, but call back you can't do all the people he defeated, but a majority of the people he defeated and have them like a lumberjack match. Have like Brock out there, Jay, Jimmy. No, he didn't beat Jimmy yet. Well, Jay anyway. Pretty much anyone that Roman Reigns defeated in his 3-year reign, they could have, except for obviously Edge and Bryan Danielson, stuff like that, and have them be like lumberjacks. so they can ensure that the Bloodline or Solo doesn't get in the ring or some shit. And that'd be a pretty cool scenario. Because Cody's going to need some back. Or maybe that was Cody's move all along. He needs that backup. When he does face Roman, he can have Jay come out, super kick the shit out of Roman, super kick into a crossroads. That's it. Who knows?
Very possible. We do need to start building to this card a little bit. So
Yeah, I know. What the hell's going on with Fastlane, dude? Like Fastlane to nowhere.
The not so fast lane.
What else? Raw. Did we talk about Raw? Nia beat up everybody in the tag match that they had.
Yawn.
It was a weird Raw episode.
Yeah,
it's very strange.
Yeah, I kind of was like tuning in and all about the Saints. Saints and Panthers are playing Monday night, so
I was in and out of it. I'm trying to think of anything.
It just feels weird. Like these Raw and Smackdowns, they do nothing. I feel like it's just like, I don't know.
Yeah, there's no like
in between the pay-per-views. It's just weird.
No
PLEs,
build.
whatever you call them.
Yeah, it's strange.
Yeah, I don't know.
I blame The Rock.
Me too. Let's just blame The Rock for everything. Oh man, no, I'm gonna take that one off. Actually. Nobody saw that. Nobody saw that. You
no one's seen that. We'll edit it out of at post.
We won't edit it, but frames, you're wild, man. All right. Anything else?
No, I think that about covers it. I don't think there's a.
Well, one quick thing. Jade Cargill going to be reporting to the PC. When do you think we'll see her debut?
Don't know. I mean, I'm seeing obviously people saying like she should, approach Becky for the NXT Women's Championship. That'll be a big thing, which is kind of big because it is Becky Lynch. It's not like
I don't want to see her in NXT.
Yeah, I know, but I mean that's what that's a consensus out in the social media world is she should be in NXT before she enters the main roster. I've seen things where she should join up with Lashley and the Profits. And she could be like the lady in the group, like the faction that they got going on. Because a lot of people think it's going to be Bianca for some reason, but I don't think Bianca's joining like a kind of heel. I guess they're a heel faction. I don't think Bianca's going to be a heel.
I don't know though. I don't know.
They do heel stuff though. They're not like really faces.
Yeah.
Are they?
I don't know. It's a weird dynamic. We're still building to that. I think though. So
I think it would help her.
The jury's still out on that.
I think it would help her debuting with them and then facing Charlotte for the title or something. Right to the top. Boom. Rocket strap. Don't even nothing. First match. She squashes Charlotte for the title. Because Bobby Lashley said we're coming out the championship, so not coming out to anything else. So they bring her on board. And if Charlotte wins the title at some point, I don't want to see her beat Io. I'd rather see her beat like Charlotte.
No, I'm done. I'm done with Charlotte being champ. Take the title away from her.
Or beat Bianca, I guess.
Build a story. Build a story with her. Like I don't know. Just no. Don't do it.
Or just stick her in NXT. That's fine. We'll just do that.
No, I'm talking about Charlotte. I'm talking about
Charlotte.
Yeah, no. I just want Charlotte away from the title. So
7. She has to get that number, dude. She has to beat Ric Flair's number, which is probably going to happen at some point, right?
Gold jacket, green jacket. Who gives a shit?
That's true.
Stop looking at me, Swan.
Shampoo is better.
No, I think we're gonna see Jade at the Royal Rumble. That's what I'm gonna go with.
Think so?
Yeah.
Okay. What number you think? 30?
God, I hope not. I'm tired of these number 30s winning. Stick her out there, number 1.
I don't think she'll win. You think she'll win if she gets in the Rumble?
Yes.
Oh, you think she's entering and then winning the Rumble?
Yes.
Okay.
Or just do a mid rumble pop like 17 out of nowhere. Boom. Mark Sterling coming out there.
Oh man, yeah, he lost.
I am gonna miss that pairing though, Jade and Mark Sterling. They joked on the Major Pod this week. They said Mark Sterling's being replaced by Robert Stone.
That's great.
Robert Stone brand is now in charge.
Oh man, that's probably what's gonna happen too.
Oh, Robbie E.
Or stick it with the Heyman.
Good day, sir. Good day, ma'am. My name is Paul Heyman.
Stick with the bloodline.
I have managed the tribal chief. Have you ever heard of him? You should have.
Yeah, I'm curious. It's exciting. It's exciting news. See what Jade does.
Yeah, I love it. You know, I mean, I think it's great for her. I think I liking this a lot. I think this is gonna be. This is gonna be her run right now is gonna be like Kevin Nash leaving WWE and becoming Diesel. And the reason why I say that is like Diesel wasn't around for very long.
Yeah.
Diesel became a world champ, and he bounced basically. I mean, he went to WCW obviously, but I don't think she'll go back to AEW. She'll bounce and go to Hollywood. Hollywood.
Yeah, I think so.
I wanna go to Hollywood.
Seems like it anyway.
Yeah,
she has a lot of connections too.
Yeah, she does. I think this is all just to elevate her brand.
Yeah.
So
smart on her part.
I don't think the contract money had anything to do with it because Tony could have paid her too. So, well, I think it's that time.
Hey yo!
Thank you everybody for tuning in. Marco, tell everybody what's going on in Chick Foley and Marco world.
Chick Foley and Marco world.
Well, open mic world.
Obviously the goal line every week.
It's great.
Tune into Seth and Jordan. That's their. It seems like that's their forte. Talking some football.
Foosball.
On the happenings of the brand new NFL season. That's starting off very strange.
Well, I'm 2-0 in my fantasy league, so I'm good. So
yeah. Very, very weird. But anyway, yeah, no, definitely tune in to them. Great show. Definitely, like I said, if you need your football fixins, need to be updated, head on over to the Chick Foley feed.
Yep.
Get your dose of the goal line. I always want to say the bloodline because the logo.
Oh, right.
The bloodline logo, and it freaks me out. It's like when you see those colors, it says say the color, but it's a different color. You have to read what the color is, but it's a different color. That's what it does to me. But anyway, open mic. New episode out now with the Wrestling Classic, Justin.
Wrestling Classic.
It's a WAP Urban episode. It's 2 hours and 20 minutes of talking. We weren't expecting to go that long, but from what I was told, Justin likes to talk, so I let him go. Fed him some questions and just let him run. But it was a great conversation. We talked some wrestling. Talk some of the business side of wrestling, talk about, his beginnings, his connections. He has a lot of them. He knows a lot of people. So it was very, very intimidating to interview him, but I got through it. But it was fun. We actually talked for like another hour after that, after the show, because we just started talking about some other stuff.
People, let me tell you about my best friend.
Upcoming, I have Kyle, the man, Kyle Peterson.
Oh yeah.
Yes. I just interviewed him. Probably be out later this week. And then after that, Heel Liz. I got to sit down with Heel Liz. She was great as well. We talk about all the.
She's a heel.
She's a heel, damn it. A lot of wrestling, a lot of independent wrestling on that. She she travels the independent scene in SoCal, Southern California, if you're not familiar. Talk about all that stuff. Talk about her, her travels, her passion for wrestling, all that stuff. And then upcoming is none other than Turnbuckle Tavern Zone or affiliated, Acefield.
Whoa.
We got him coming up. He's a busy man. I'm excited to sit down and talk to him about all the stuff. He's all the appearances. Guy does like appearances every week now. It seems like moving and shaking that kid. So got him coming up, and
The voice of the tavern.
the voice of the tavern. So can't wait to sit down with him, and then hopefully get some more people afterwards. I've been already. I got another one. Well, someone that you already you interviewed.
Okay.
Leftovers. We're gonna set something up. Yeah, we're gonna set some time down. Maybe next month in October.
Oh yeah.
Get him on the books. Can't wait. to
Macho
interview
versus the man.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I hope the whole interview is him as just Macho Man.
Oh yeah, I mean,
I kind of want it to be, but then I don't because
he doesn't extend it all the way because he can't do the voice that long. But he definitely is in gimmick, so get ready.
Oh man, I can't wait. It's gonna be awesome. But
Yeah.
so some fun stuff. But yeah, definitely chickfoley.com. Get all the shows, sign up for the Facebook group, all that fun stuff. Not sure if we'll be on Twitter too long because old Elon might be making you pay to be on Twitter. So
Oh really?
Did you hear that rumor?
No.
He made a
That's
statement
fine. I'll get out. I'm good. So
he made a statement saying that eventually everyone's gonna have to pay to be on Twitter.
got to pay to play about. Hey, he's got to make that
so-
$1 billion up
I
somewhere.
don't
Or
know.
whatever.
You might just be going to Chick Foley on IG. Unless they want to fork up the dough to be on Twitter. Seth and Sheeta, if you're listening.
You got Marco running the Facebook machine.
Yeah.
You got Marco running the tout machine.
The dough machine. You got Marco running the Tinder machine. Oh boy! But
All right, but and coming down the aisle, head over to comingdowntheaislepod.com. Actually, if you're listening to this right now, I have dropped a new list. Me and Miles recorded the top 10. Oh, what a rush!
Oh boy!
Yep. Good old Miles and I. We talked everything Road Warriors, Legion of Doom. So if you're a huge fan of those guys, make sure you check that out. Check out our top 10 matches. I blew Miles away with it with my top mo, and he caught him off guard. I caught him off guard with it, and to be honest with you, Miles is the bigger LLD fan out of the two of us. So, so we got that. That's dropping on Friday, and Monday on the regular Coming Down the Aisle show, we've got Circle of Debate. Gonna be honest, so we watched Rock versus Triple H and had a little snafu again.
Oh boy!
2 weeks in a row. Because peek behind the curtain, what I do is, when I have my guests, we stream, I show my screen so we can watch it as we go along. And found out that Peacock has now blocked StreamYard from being able to do share screen now.
I've seen that. I've seen a lot of wrestling content people that do like commentary on like Raw and Smackdown and stuff. They're starting to get hit with like you can't stream that, so it's just like a logo and then the audio. Like you can't. They're starting to crack down on that. So
yeah. So maybe in the future we may be moving to a little bit slightly different format. We'll see. Gotta have to figure that out. So I'm gonna play around with it some later.
Do watch-alongs, dude. Do like a.
Well, that's what I was doing. I was doing watch-alongs. That's what we're doing. But like,
well,
but
not
like
I
don't post it. But
yeah.
As it's just you've been on before. You know how it is.
Yeah.
But it's just the audio. But for some reason it wouldn't. StreamYard said can't
Damn.
do our.
They give you the Austin.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But anyways, great talk with Ivan from Circle of Debate. Like I said, the watch along is a little choppy because I had to pause and I had random stuff. I ended up finding on Daily Motion, getting around it. But when you do that, you're susceptible to a lot of weird things happening. So
That is true. Yeah.
But make sure you check it out. Check out the content we got going on Friday and Monday. So, other than that, that's really about it. All right, folks. It's that time. Marco and I bid you adieu. Adieu.
Adieu.
Make sure you head over to theturnbuckletavern.com where you can find all of our links to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Twitch, maybe Twitter if Elon hasn't made us pay for it, or I guess X, whatever it's called. Check out all the links. But all these places that you subscribe, make sure you subscribe to them all, even Apple and Spotify, because it does help us out. And give us a 5-star review. We need some 5-star reviews. Tell everybody how much you love the RAWDOWN. Then you got, of course, ProWrestlingTees.com/tavern. You can buy Hollywood Tony, Young Anthony, Boney Schiavone, MVP Marco shirt. And you got the good old Teesprings, RAWDOWN, I'm a RAWDOWN champion, Mr. Backlash. Get some stickers, get some mugs, get it all. Head over to theturnbuckletavern.com for all that good. It's good. Stuff. It's good. All that good stuff. That's going to do it for us. And as always,
Life sucks, and then you die.